meetings with your executive are easier said than done. Our survey from last week proved that although many of you do get regular meetings, and regular doesn't mean every day, it often means weekly, you have a challenge with having them often canceled or rescheduled due to higher priorities. So a few of you asked me for help to ensure that your regular one-to-one meetings stay on schedule. So our top 10 list this week shares some important insights to ensure that your one-to-one meetings stay on the schedule and are a good use of time for both you and your executive. Now, our first tip comes from Dorothy Beauregard from Toronto. Dorothy shared that she has always set the precedent of having a standing 15-minute meeting every morning at 8 a.m. Now, as the 3 presidents she has supported start their new roles, this is set as part of the routine and expectations that she establishes. I also used to do my one-to-one meetings first thing in the morning as it starts the day on the right track. And standing ensures that it's not a social call and is very, very business focused. So be sure to remind yourself that as you get a new executive to support, that you make it part of your routine as they start working with you. Routine is hard to change once it's established. Laura Dunn from Ottawa, Ontario says that her meetings are scheduled using the recurring feature in Outlook and are placed in the calendar in a different color so that they stand out as important. Laura's executives likes the one-to-one so much that she does them with all of her team members and not just her EA. Josh Dutton DeBeer from Milwaukee shares that he and his executives share a document that they both contribute to prepare for their one-on-ones. It could be a OneNote book or a shared document. They both add to the list of running things that need to be discussed throughout the week. Now, if your executive can see what's on the agenda and even add or amend the plan, they can see the value of what needs to be discussed because they've helped create it. If they are canceling your meetings, even when they know what needs to be discussed, it might be that they feel that the things that are on the list are not of great value to them. Number 4 is brought to us by Kim Armstrong from Timmins, Ontario. Kim and others very rightly said that she is the one in control of the calendar. She is in charge of it, so she sets the meeting at a good time for her executive. You know what their day looks like. Don't overload the calendar with meetings. Don't overload the calendar. Don't squeeze your meeting in. Make it at a time that works well for you both. Leanne Ziegler-Lewis from Seattle, Washington puts a short but mighty tip on our top 10 list this week. Don't overstay your welcome. If you can keep your meetings on point, focused, and quick, they are less likely to be canceled. Make them fast. Now, Maria G. from Ontario, in Toronto, Ontario, brings us number 6. Maria says that she needs to be aware of what the upcoming events are that might jeopardize her time with her executive and might cause the meeting to be rescheduled. Maria knows that if she wants to ensure the face-to-face time stays on the schedule, she needs to collect her issues and send them in an email so that her executive can read them on a flight home or when he has a moment in a meeting. Now, as someone who travels a lot, I also use the airplane and the airline lounge as my personal office. And that is actually the perfect time for me to go through emails and get prepared such as that. So give them the information that they can absorb in an outline and give them the situation and offer alternatives. So maybe the email says something along the lines of, we need to talk about the following things. And I know you have a meeting on Tuesday with Bob. So I have several things that we need to talk about before you get to Bob so that blah, blah, blah. Show them the value of your meeting and the time slot that it is in. Now, number 7 comes from Jennifer Barron from Atlanta, Georgia. Jennifer shared that when she and her executives first started having their meetings, he was taking away too many to-do items and was causing him to get overloaded. So he dreaded the meetings. Nobody wants things added to their list, right? And then those meetings would get canceled for other priorities. Jennifer shifted her approach to the meetings to make them about working together and getting things done. So now these meetings are an opportunity for crossing things off his list instead of adding more, which of course is far more valuable to her executive. This approach helped Jennifer show in real time to her executive how she can save him time by taking care of emails, scheduling meetings and travels, and other tasks that were weighing him down. Number 8 is from Laura Thewalt from Houston, Texas. Her tip is to add to the one-to-one meetings the one thing that they are focused on that week. Yes, they do the standard review and priorities, but they both agree what the one priority focus is for the week, and they work on it together. Nick Stark from Ottawa, Ontario brings us number 9. And Nick says that if her executive opts to cancel the meeting, and Nick is quite firm about not allowing it to be canceled, it can be rescheduled, but it is a high priority and it needs to remain a high priority. We need to be professionally assertive in not allowing them to cancel it. I know that people will walk all over us if we let them. Now, I know that your executive is also not trying to walk all over you, but allowing it to cancel, we are saying it's not a high priority. So by being assertive, we can say we can reschedule, but cancel's not an option. Not everyone needs their one-to-one daily or even weekly, but we do need them. So when it is needed, be firm but flexible. And number 10 comes from me. Speak the same language as your executive does. For instance, if they tend to communicate in really quick, tight bullet form, do the same thing. If they don't ask you about their weekend because there's a million things in their head at that moment, don't ask them about them. If they want to know why things need to be done, have that rationale ready to go. Now, it takes a while to figure out their on-point discussion conversation style, but when you're in these meetings, communicate in the style they like, because then they will see value and not a waste of their time and be much less likely to cancel it on you. It isn't easy to have your regular one-to-ones. It isn't always necessary, but when it is necessary, we need to make sure that they're not being canceled because they are a valuable use of time for you both. Good luck.